We are about to go to Austin, Texas. And before we go, I want to give you a tour of the driving station, the captain's chair. I'm going to be driving this beast today. Yeah, I want to drive. I like driving in the morning. First of all, we've got all the kids happily on their screens. Hi, kids.
Hi, Bubba.
And here is the captain's seat. This is a Class A. Now we do caravan, so we've got our minivan and Nat's going to drive that behind me. And the reason that I am leading the way is because we've got this fancy RV Garmin. We put in the dimensions of our RV so it takes us on routes that are very happy for RVs. I'm just putting in the address of this Walmart we want to stay at tonight. And it's calculating. See our little RV there? So cute.
Mile. Turn right on West Spine Road.
Tolls are required for this route. I've got my backup camera here, which shows me what's directly behind me, which is very nice. Got my nice big mirrors, making sure that they're adjusted correctly so that I can see my blind spot and behind me. And I also have those little blue markers up there, which are my reference points, which tell me that I am in my lane. Because this thing is a beast. It's really wide and I'm really high up and it's hard to tell if I'm in my lane except by looking in my mirrors, and having to turn my head to look in my mirrors is a little scary. So I want to keep my eyes straight. So that's why I have these reference points, so I know I'm in my lane. And this is a V10 engine, which has a lot of power. But the power is mostly at high RPMs, which a lot of owners complain about because it sounds like it's struggling, but that's what it's supposed to sound like. We actually did test drive RV with a workhorse engine with an Allison 5 transmission, I think it's called. And you get the same power but at lower RPMs, and it handled really well. I especially loved, I think the turn radius was really good. Now the diesel engines, of course, are the most powerful, but they are also more pricey and also a little more complicated to take care of. You know, there's pros and cons to so many of these choices, but I'm pleased with how we're starting out. Are we ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Brick out. Let's go for it. So we're stopped in traffic right now, and you can see in my little camera back there that Nat is right behind me, so that's great. I'm surrounded by giant trucks. So we pulled over at a gas station, and we love gas stations like Love's. There's Nat. Because we need a lot of space for our RV. I love getting the end slot like this. It's really long, so I have to pull forward really far, and it takes a lot of gas. Sometimes I even have to run my car twice because there's a limit on how much gas you can get in one pump. So, but my tank's not that empty right now, so I'll probably just be able to do it in one. Now, something really cool about this rest stop is that it's so RV friendly. You can fill up your propane here if you need to. You can dump your tanks if you need to, fill up your water tank, vacuum air. I mean, so far in Texas, it's like a super RV friendly state. I see RV parks like every few miles, RV repair places every few miles. It's a good place to own an RV. Hi! Are you ready to have some McDonald's? Yeah! Woohoo! We are gonna grab some McDonald's at this stop, and then go down the road to a rest stop to have a picnic. We like rest stops because the kids can run around a lot. My turn to drive the van. There he goes. I get to follow him now. Whenever I switch over from driving the motorhome to driving the van, oh, it just feels like a vacation. The van is so easy to drive. Now I do like driving the motorhome though. Even though it's a little more stressful, I get behind that wheel and I just feel like,
bring me that horizon.
So yes, I really enjoy driving our motorhome, but it is nice to have a break. So we didn't find a great place to boondock in or even around Austin. So we just kind of drove straight through and waved to it as we passed by. We actually found a Walmart that was close to where our campsite's gonna be this week in Marble Falls, Texas.
Well, we survived a night at Walmart. There's one of our neighbors that pulled up in the parking lot. Kids are having breakfast.
What's the new peanut butter?
It was too strong.
Yeah, I was scooping it up.
Uh-oh.
And it
Just
broke completely in half.
try again. Did you guys have a good nap or a good sleepy?
I have to go to school good sleepy, and I gonna have some cereal.
Yeah. What are you gonna have, Winnie?
A peanut potato.
Cool.
Up here we have the levels test. I push it and right now it says battery charge is full because the generator's running, but it was actually like down to here, so it's charging right now. The propane tank is about 2/3 full. We used some of it last night for our heater and our refrigerator. Our freshwater tank is no longer full after one night of using water. Gray water is hardly anything, which is great. And black water tank, it always looks like it has stuff in it, but it really doesn't. The sensor gets plastered with different things like toilet paper and such, so it's not really reliable. But I figured that the gray water tank, we fill up the gray water tank and black water tank at about the same rate, so I really just go by the gray water tank for that. So water pump is on. That's how we get water from the fresh tank into the pipes when we're not actually hooked up to city water. And the water heater, you can either do electric water heater or the the propane water heater, and that's for the generator. So fancy little console. It's like living on a spaceship, you know, like what are our oxygen levels? So it's kind of fun. So after a night at Walmart, we came down to the riverside, the Colorado River, to check out the action down here. And we found this really cool skate park. While we were at the skate park, we looked across the fence here and noticed all these parking pads. And we thought, aren't those RV parking pads? So we decided to bring our camper down and park here all day long. So we parked here all day Saturday, and our front yard was the skate park, and our backyard was this beautiful river where people were kayaking and fishing. And across the street, I don't know if you can see it from here, but there's a bunch of play structures and playgrounds over there. So the kids just had a fabulous time all day long, and we had our home with us. So I can go in there and take a nap or get coffee. I got my coffee and I sat down there on the bench where the goose is now sitting, and we could just come home to get a snack or to get lunch whenever we wanted and then go out and play some more. And the kids had an amazing time, and so did we.
Wow, Dad!
You guys are so tall.
I'm a grown-up. That's a naughty kid right there.
What? I'm not a naughty kid.
Yes, you is.
I'm a good kid.
Dad, you're a naughty kid.
You are mean grown-ups.
You're a naughty kid. But us is good as a clown. I got one. No, you got one. You got one. Look, guys, we got a fish.
Did you catch a fish?
Yeah.
Woohoo! All right. we get to enjoy this place today too until it's time to head off to our campsite. We're gonna go to our campsite tonight where we're gonna be for the week, for the whole week, with full hookups so that we can focus on working instead of worrying about where we're gonna spend the night. It's super steep. Ah, don't push me! Yay!
Cheated.